Is success reserved for the loudest person in the room? Or is there a hidden strength in keeping your mouth shut? Many of us believe that to be seen, we must be heard. But what if I told you that your voice might be the very thing draining your potential? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we are going to walk through a story that uncovers a subtle habit that destroys dreams before they even begin. While we explore this narrative, pay attention to the flow of the language. It might just change the way you communicate your own goals. Once, in a bustling city, lived a young man named Leo. Leo was possessed of a sharp mind and a heart full of ambition. He didn't just want to get by. He wanted to excel. He dreamed of topping his university exams, mastering complex languages, and eventually leading his own company. However, Leo carried a flaw that acted like a slow leak in a tire. He was addicted to announcing his intentions. The moment a fresh idea sparked in his mind, Leo felt a compulsive need to broadcast it. If he planned to start a gym routine, he told his friends. If he aimed to write a book, he posted about it online. He loved the instant validation. When people said, "Wow, Leo, that's amazing," he felt a rush of satisfaction, as if he had already crossed the finish line. Yet, despite all his grand declarations, his reality remained stagnant. His grades were slipping into mediocrity, and his projects were left half-finished. To make matters worse, his peers began to notice. The admiration turned into whispers. They started seeing him as the boy who cried wolf. All talk, no action. Feeling defeated and confused, Leo decided to spend his summer break at his grandmother's cottage in the quiet hills. He hoped to change the scenery would help, but the cloud of failure followed him. Noticing his gloom, his grandmother sat beside him on the porch one evening. "You carry a heavy look for someone so young," she observed gently. "What is weighing you down?" Leo sighed and poured out his frustration. "Grandma, I have such big plans. I tell everyone what I'm going to do, I get them excited, but then the drive just vanishes. I never seem to reach the goals I set." His grandmother nodded knowingly. "Leo, the problem isn't your capability. It is your mouth. You are talking your energy away." Leo looked puzzled. "How can talking be bad? Doesn't it hold me accountable?" "Let me tell you a story," she said, her eyes looking toward the distant fields. "Decades ago, there was a stonemason in this valley named Arthur. Arthur had nothing to his name but a small plot of rocky land and a desire to build a sanctuary for his family. He was surrounded by men who boasted loudly in the tavern about the mansions they were going to build one day. But Arthur was different. He operated under a vow of silence regarding his work. Every morning before the sun rose, Arthur was moving stones. When neighbors asked, "What are you up to, Arthur?" he would simply offer a polite nod or say, "Just keeping busy." He never showed them the blueprints. He never sought their applause for a foundation that wasn't yet laid. Years went by. The men in the tavern were still talking about their imaginary mansions. But one morning, the sun rose to reveal a magnificent stone manor standing on Arthur's Hill. It was sturdy, beautiful, and complete. The village was stunned. They hadn't realized how far he had come because he hadn't wasted a single breath bragging about it. When asked the secret, Arthur said, "Words are like steam. If you let the steam escape, the engine loses pressure. I kept the steam inside and it drove the piston." Leo listened, fascinated. His grandmother leaned in closer. "You see, Leo, when you tell everyone your dreams, your brain releases a chemical reward. You feel the pleasure of success without doing the hard labor. You trick yourself into thinking the work is done. Furthermore, not everyone wants you to win. Premature words invite doubt and jealousy from others." So Leo asked, "What do I do?" "Starve the talk," she replied. "Feed the action. Let your results be the only announcement necessary." Something clicked in Leo's mind. He returned to the city with a new strategy: radical silence. He stopped posting his plans on social media. When he began studying for the finals, he told no one. When he started a small business project, he worked on it in the quiet hours of the night. It was difficult at first. He missed the easy praise. But he noticed something powerful. Because he wasn't getting validation from talking, he became desperate to get it from finishing. The pressure built up inside him and forced him to work harder. 6 months later, the results came out. Leo was a university topper. His business project launched and immediately turned a profit. His friends were blindsided. "Leo, when did you do all this? You never said a word." Leo just smiled, remembering the stonemason. "I didn't have time to speak," he said. "I was too busy building." Leo went on to become a leader in his field, respected not for what he promised, but for what he delivered. He learned that the loudest force in the world is not a shout, but the thunder of achievement. Whether you are an introvert or an extrovert, the lesson remains the same. Your goals are fragile seeds. They grow best in the dark, away from prying eyes. Do not harvest the fruit before it is ripe. Guard your ambitions fiercely. Work in the shadows. And when the time is right, let your success make the noise.